What's up guys, it's Drac, and it looks like the Siren is out of the bag. Let's get right into it. All right, so given that there is currently a 20% off launch pre-order pricing, the Maulr is coming in at $32, which for what is effectively an injection molded Lynx is very impressive, but it's not an injection molded Lynx. It's got a lot more under the hood going on in there. Let's take a look at the box first. Just hit some of the highlight reel in terms of the features. Now, it says fires over 200 feet. That is a bold claim. We'll have to see how that does. Adjustable firing power, that's this notch here, is gonna let you adjust your pre-compression in real time. Nothing comes close. Well, I'd like to hope it doesn't if you're 200 feet away from whatever you're firing at. Ultra long range blasters, Siren. Very exciting. It looks like it's gonna come with 10 Siren half darts and a magazine. Claims that it's for ages 14 and up, which with this kind of performance, it kind of has to be in that category. Nothing on the edges other than here we've got a caution label saying only for ages 14 and up. Do not aim at eyes or face. Do not launch at self or animals. Do not use in low light. Do not look in the barrel. Do not use damage darts. Do not use projectiles other than the ones supplied with this product, which is strange because it's definitely designed to be cross-compatible with other projectiles, but we'll get into that. Do not modify this product. Follow manufacturer's recommended use. Eye protection should be worn during all play. Play in a controlled environment. All right, so pretty standard litany of, disclaimers. On the back here, it says the Siren brand has been in development for 5+ years, utilizing some of the most incredible scientific minds and technology in America, all of whom have been fans, users, and makers of the blaster world for most of their lives. We developed Siren because we saw it as an incredibly fun product category that had been stagnant for a very, very long time. Siren was imagined and engineered from the ground up to fire farther, faster than any other blaster made, and we plan to continue that. The pinnacle of performance blasters enjoy. Some very, very bold claims, but none of that is to detract from how exciting the product inside actually is. Let's go ahead and knock it out of the package. Very eco-friendly packaging, which is good for both a cost savings perspective and also good for the planet. So inside you've got this cardboard kind of blister pack, so to speak, and then a couple of these little plastic tongs on here, which are interestingly branded. They have the Siren logo on them. Why? Why not? Maybe they're patented. That would be kind of neat. Patent your packaging. Go figure. So let's go pop all these off, and we're almost there. Like I said, it'll clamshell open. Woo! Just like that. Inside you get the blaster itself, a couple of optics, an instruction manual. It looks like 10 darts, a magazine, and safety glasses. As usual, oh, this is actually nice. They are branded. At first I thought these weren't gonna be branded, but they do say Siren on them. And then on the other side, they have all of the made in China disclaimers. They're pretty run-of-the-mill safety glasses, but they are better than nothing. Highly recommend getting something impact rated, but these are pretty good. Hats off for the include safety first, especially if you're gonna play in the 14 and up category, you should be encouraging safe blasting. So looking at the instructions, we have a pretty standard set of controls and features on here. First things first, this is not a pick rail sight. It has these two insertable lengths, and then the sight itself looks like it'll snap into there. Click, click, not bad. Then the front sight comes up here. On this pick rail up top, over here it says, do not fire at objects closer than 25 feet. And then on the side, it says Siren. Blaster's deco is almost exclusively in the injection molding phase. Each different part is injection molded a different color. However, this is printed on. This is not a sticker necessarily, so they were not above a little bit of paint and polish. And on both sides, it's like it's not that hard to paint both sides of your blasters. As far as the control suite goes, in the back here, being that it is a bullpup blaster, you have a pretty standard mag release that's gonna click in, click out, no gravity drop. And you've got your stock pad here, like I said, optics up top, single pick rail. This is your adjuster. You squeeze in both sides and move forward or back, depending on if you want more or less power. On this side, you have a right hand only safety. Down is fire, up is safe. There is no indicator on the product in that regards. You just kind of have to be like, okay, does the trigger depress? No, then it's probably safe. Then prime and fire. I think I have it set to the highest power setting because that was a pretty stiff prime. Let's set it lower, much easier, but it is a loud blaster, and that's because it is pretty powerful. When you consider that it's $32, it is a lot of performance. Now, the included darts are unlike any that we've seen before in that they are solid body darts. They're also PPE or EPP. I'm not I'd have to check my notes, but these are solid darts, similar to ultra darts in that they're expanded, I guess it's EPP, but the foam is cooked into this mold and you wind up with a dart that does not have ribs, but it's got the standard kind of like half-length geometry, caliber, and then tip so that we can ensure that this would fire in a lot of different kinds of product. Now, they're not very compressible. Similar to ultra darts being a solid, you really don't want to step on them or depress them because you will deform them, and the barrel fit is clearly very important. But, you know, with over a foot of real aluminum barrel in there, this should be delivering some serious performance downrange. Let's click that in. And of note, you know, you can remove this magazine whether the blaster is primed or not. Pretty cool. And then you could double prime to fire 2 darts at once. Those are all features that your average Lynx user would be very familiar with. Obviously, you get less performance the more darts you chamber into one setting. This is a half-length only blaster, and then the question becomes how compatible is it with other competitive magazines and darts? Well, here's a Talon mag with some target darts in it. Seems pretty reasonable. Does it have slam fire? Yes, it does. It's $32. Like every feature that we add on top is like, you know, a real value add, and it's not getting more expensive as the video goes on. That might not be true. If you wait too long to pre-order it, it might be $40. But at least right now, for the hype's sake, it's $32. Let's go ahead and plug in this magazine, see if this one fits. This is the Dart Zone Talon. And it looks like that fits as well. None of these gravity drop, is a little frustrating. But overall, the blaster looks good. Foregrip is a pretty standard VFG. It almost looks like they were inspired by the Magpul kind of half-length geometry there. Then you've got a huge grip down here. I wear size large gloves, and there's more grip than I need, which is interesting for a blaster that is not mag in grip. But plenty of grip on both sides. Very comfortable blaster to use. It's a little chunky. If you're used to the Lynx platform, it's going to be a little thick. There is not a bandolier attachment point on this blaster, which might be something worth looking into if you're excited to custom or mod it up. Overall, it's $32, which is insane. But while it's solid in every other way, it's feature rich. You've got this very easy to switch power gauge here. The most important thing is it getting anywhere close to the kind of performance that it's claiming on the box? Because claiming 200 feet, saying the most powerful blaster ever designed, is a pretty lofty claim. So let's take it over to our range, put it over the chronograph, and see if it really delivers the hits. So we're out here in our controlled range with the Maulr, and we've got some Siren darts. Now, you have the lightest power setting down here and the highest power setting up here. Strike that, reverse it. This is the light one. That is the heavy one. So the further back it goes, the more pre-compression you can expect, the more power it's going to deliver. So I'm most interested in what it does as its max setting, but we'll put 2 darts over at each setting before that, and then we'll get a few over for consistency. We're going to start with the Siren darts. These are the solid body ones that came with the product. These are our 2 light shots, easier to prime. 163, 161. Click that into the second position. This will be medium. 226, 227. Makes you terrified of what hard is going to be. 272. 278, 277, 266. Safe to say that is one of the highest performance levels of a quote-unquote stock blaster I think we've ever seen on the channel outside of some of the stuff that was powered by gas. Unbelievable performance. We got to see how consistent that is in a downrange setting. Let's remove the chronograph and put some downrange with a variety of different darts. Let's go. All right, fully loaded magazine. Max settings, we got a villain at 30 and 60 feet specifically because we don't want to violate our 25-foot margin here. Put a few down range. Max settings should be more than enough to cover this range. It curved away from the target. It's like it didn't want to hit him. What is going on with these darts? Jinx, get out of there. Come on. Good girl. All right, we're going to move on to the long range target because I feel like we're almost overpowering the dart at this range. But Almost too much power for the darts, might actually be, but you know, this is an honest review channel, so let's plug in some heavier darts. All right, I want to try a couple of the Walmart target darts. See how they fire. We'll start at the 30-foot target, just for giggles. Okay, put a couple downrange. All right, so a few kind of use case things, and this is not our first time firing the blaster. Over time, depending on what your fatigue level is, particularly at the heaviest setting, you do run the risk of, I'll see if I can demonstrate it on camera, kind of half priming. So always make sure that before you come forward, and it'll fire that way, you're just effectively priming to, you know, the easy level in that highest level. So you get kind of that ratchety prime, click, click, crunch, like so. Depending on how many blaster drills you've done, it might sneak up on you. You might accidentally half prime. So that looked like a full prime, but it was not. Just a little interesting there. Overall, the blaster has a ton of power. It almost needs a way to curb it. I think that we'll definitely design some sort of scar to tighten those groupings together, because while the blaster has plenty of power and a lot of creature comforts in terms of its overall function, it's like a wild Mustang. It needs to be broken in. I think there's a lot of merits to it, but the practical applications, particularly at range, are going to require a tighter grouping. However, with that much FPS behind it, that's unsurprising. I mean, you need a lot of barrel for almost 300 FPS. So we're gonna keep playing with it, tinkering with it. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think we should mod it up like, if there's any features or products that you think would really accessorize this. After all, at only $32 for your entry vector, you got a lot of budget left to play with in terms of maybe getting more magazines, accessorizing into your loadout, or printing up some tinkerings for it. But just a really solid offering at a frankly unbeatable price for what you get out of the package. I am thoroughly impressed by the Maulr out of the box. I think it is a serious contender on the competitive field. It just needs a little bit of love in a couple of places. And maybe that's just like, you know, marrying it to its user. After all, we are a hobby full of custom experts. But overall, I think a huge thumbs up. Definitely a pre-order safely. Like, this is a Bobo must buy, if you will. I think that it's pretty serious. It would be interesting, I wonder just for fun, if I dial it down, because my theory is that it has too much power, if that'll make it easier to and hey, it does. How about that? So, you know, really work your way up, training wheels your way into the 270 FPS kind of stipend. Overall, a solid product. You can find it at sirenblasters.com or the link in the description box down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, checking out the video. I hope you enjoyed. Like I said, would love comments with suggestions for the blaster. And I'd also like comments with suggestions for the range, because right now we're a little bare bones over here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one, maybe something a little electronic related to this. I'm sure it's on their website already. Much love, blast on, Drac out.